Hey, what's up? So, I just wanted to make a real quick video. So, my last video I posted on Facebook. I don't know if you guys watched it, um, or whoever's watching. If you watched it at all, who cares? I'm making this to document stuff, document events, stuff like that, I suppose. So I'm about to go to work here soon. So, my last video, right? I made a video in regards to my certiorari application. Now, certiorari in Latin, that is all it means is it's a higher court's review of one's case. So I got 6 civil cases in the Supreme Court right now. What I'm dealing with now is not the Supreme Court justices. I'm not dealing with them. I'm not going back and forth. I'm not having court with them at all. I'm trying to get to that point, but these clerks in Washington are giving me a hard time. And in my last video, I explained how they sent, this is like the second or third time they sent my application back, saying there's errors in it, and this, that, and the other. Okay. So, and what do you know? My last video, I said, in case they send it back, I'm making this video. So they sent it back to me again saying, well, you're missing this time. Okay, so this is the 4th time they sent me this. And every time I send it in, it's always a new mistake. It's not like you can, the first time I made a mistake, they sent the packet back. Can you sit here and tell me all the mistakes I made? So, well, this is the only mistake you made. Okay, so I fixed that mistake, sent it back. Couple weeks later, get the packet back. Well, you made this mistake, and now you made this mistake. How? It's the same packet. How did I make a new mistake on the same packet? 3rd time, same thing. 4th time. If you're a clerk of court, and you work for Washington D.C., it's probably just a normal job, 9 to 5 every day. But people in America, they view Supreme Court, Washington. Wow, it's glorious. It's the capital. So people view that as cool. You know what I mean, when you're in school and stuff. So, you want to pride yourself on doing a good job as a Supreme Court, clerk to the justices, right? So if it was me, and my job duties include reviewing certiorari applications for mistakes in all 50 states of America, I'm going to sit there and look at all the mistakes and write every mistake down and say, this needs to be fixed, this needs to be the first go around. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, I found one mistake and say that. There might be multiple mistakes in there, but I'm just going to say this one. And so at that point in time, and I don't care if you're not doing it or you are doing it intentionally, you're making it seem to us, people, when you do things like this, that you're being evasive on purpose and you're not executing your duty of care to the best of your ability, and you have an agenda. Because when you do this, when you do something as stupid as this, get someone's cert application, review it. You see one mistake. You see multiple mistakes, but you just write one mistake. This needs to be fixed. You tell the person this. The person fixes that one mistake. Then you send back, well, now you need to fix this. Okay, now that stop. At that point in time, because I got court dates coming up, someone like me, I got court dates coming up. You're delaying this on purpose for something stupid because you're failing to tell me all my mistakes the first go around. Your job as a duty, or as a clerk, it's your duty of care to inform people properly, competently, or your duties get rescinded. So again, they send me back my application again with another mistake. It's always something else, right? And again, the 3-4 times when I'm on the phone with these people filling out my applications, the time I'm going to send this back to you, I'm on the phone with you to be sure everything's right before I send it back to you. I did this multiple times. Yeah, that's the only mistake. Fix the mistake. Boom. No, it ain't. Well, then why don't you tell me what all the mistakes are? Why are you doing this? Because it seems to me you're doing it on purpose to delay cases. That's what it seems like. Why can't you just tell me my mistakes all up front the first time? Because it's the same exact packet. I think what they're doing is they're reading the packet, they see one mistake, then they stop reading the packet. Well, that's an issue too, because if you're not reading the full packet, you can't stop at one mistake. And I know they don't do that because of my second go. They don't stop at one mistake. There was 2 mistakes. And then I fixed those 2 mistakes. Now there's another mistake. But I tell these people, what else is wrong with this packet? They're not being thorough. They need their duties rescinded. So anyway, but all this ain't making sense, dude. All this. How am I, the guy going to jail, how is he suing the cops? What happened? I thought someone called the cops on him. He was doing something, and the cops arrested him. I thought that was it. What? Okay, I'm going to give you a hypothetical. How does this make sense? What is the next what is the option that makes sense? The only option that makes sense in this scenario to make it make sense. Me, the cops, the person that called the cops. Person called the cop. This is how society's supposed to go. Okay, listen, this is how society's supposed to go. Someone does something wrong, cops get called. That guy goes to jail. Okay? right? Okay, what could be different? Well, somebody does something wrong, cops get called, that guy runs. That's an option. You guys start shooting. You could think of, I got another option for you. How about this? How about person B, or me, A, person A. Person B is the person calling the cops. Person C is the cops, I suppose. Okay, so person A, right, gets the cops calling for person B. Was he doing anything wrong? No. This is where it doesn't start making sense. He wasn't. Person B tells a lie on the phone to the cops. Okay? Following me? This ain't just for me. This is to get you guys out of your Ellenized American minds about how a 5th grade dare class, how cops and they're so good and do no wrong and blah blah blah, and they arrest the bad guys and lock up the criminals. Yeah. No, listen, it's right here. Person A didn't do anything wrong, but why is he getting the cops called on him? Well, then you ask, was it a female? Was it a male? Was it this? Was it that? What's going on? What is your connection to that person? Start asking these questions. But a lot of you don't care because a lot of you are on the attack side and are person B. So I'm going to sit here and tell you, to the persons who aren't A, B, or C, how you can renew your mind a little bit and get off the notion that, all criminal, all bad, you got the cops calling you. How evil can you be? So I guess you could sit there and get into the semantics. Well, why did person B call the cops on you? I wasn't doing anything. So what would give somebody, well, you ever heard that term spotting or vindictiveness? Anything deserving of jail? No. Okay, well, how do we get rid of this guy? Person B's thinking, how do we get rid of person A? I have to do something. I have to make a mark on my arm. See this? I have to make a mark on my arm or hit myself in the face to get a bruise. Person B does this. So cops come, and you can just understand. And this happens to a lot of people all the time. But when people sit there and type on the computer on CaseNet and police reports, Dallas did this, person A did this, person A is this, person A is that, person A is this, person A is that, person. You get drowned in oppression. People don't really care. I don't care that you care. I do not care that you don't care about me. I don't care. But I'm telling you blind folks that there's other hypothetical options to hypothetical scenarios like I'm explaining to you. So to shun and judge, and because you've probably dealt with it, and I'm sorry that you've dealt with it because that kind of sucks. So how does this all get mixed up in that pack? How? I got 6 different law enforcement sued now. Well, quit looking at me that I'm the bad guy. Maybe misuse of 911 could be implemented in some of these things. Is there any probable cause that these people calling 911? Misuse of 911 is a charge. Or is it going to be the typical, I called the cops first, you got to believe me? I don't call the cops. If I need the cops, the only reason why I would need the cops is what? Firepower. If there's this danger, just straight danger, someone's life is in danger. If I can take care of it myself, I will take care of it myself. If I can help somebody without the cops being called, I will help somebody without the cops being called. But if the cops need to be called, cops need to be called. But if cops get called and there's no reason for the cops to get called, I think this would be a charge. It is a charge. But nobody believes me. This has happened multiple occasions. I can sit there and count how many times this has happened. A scenario like this, you wouldn't believe me. So this is what these people like this, people with this ideology, these morals, the clerks, again, using Gentiles to fight Gentiles. It's but again, quit irritating people like this. This is why there's so much delay in courts, because of stupid semantic stuff like this. I'll let you go with that. Again, this is the 4th packet I'm sending in. 4th, fixed packet, I suppose. But I'm sure it's going to be something else next week. So again, sitting here thinking it's going over 2 years now, these lawsuits. I want something to start, coming to fruition with this work. I don't need your monetary money. I don't need your money, excuse me. I sued for monetary. There's monetary, there's declaratory monetary. I sue for. I don't need your money. I'll be more than happy to just go to court and hear that you fixed the paperwork that you falsified, Liberty, Clay County, Bates County. I would be more than happy to hear that Miss Dreyer got fired from Bates County for, I know not necessarily fired, but reprimanded. I would be happy to hear that Corporal Hiley and Officer Rima got reprimanded. Officer Hernandez down in Vernon County got reprimanded. I don't need your money. I'd be more than happy to hear that Andrew Ruhlman of Clay County Public Defender's Office got reprimanded, got suspended by the bar. I'd be more than happy to hear that Liberty Police Department, that Sergeant Laughlin or Officer Laughlin, Sergeant Childs, all got reprimanded. Just to hear a reprimand. You know what happens with a reprimand? It keeps them from doing this to anybody else. Of course, when you sue them, the law enforcement, they're in their spirit, I'm not this person, I'm not that person. That's how we feel. Somebody had called you 911. Where are they at? Why aren't they in court? If they called 911, where are they at? So now if you violate my rights in any form or fashion, I will sue you. And that's what ended up happening. So everyone gets mad at me, but you're violating my rights because somebody called you and they're not coming to court. They call the cops and don't come to court. What are they doing? They don't necessarily need you. They just want to use you to get rid of that person. And then whatever happens, the interaction between, I'll use me as an example, me and you, after that point, well then so be it. I'm not the victim, I'm not complaining. I just think it's very unprofessional that people don't do their job correctly the first time. Not even the first time, the second time. Not even doing your job correctly informing people. Because you might be, you might not be. I don't know. So I have 6 cases. Maybe you are nitpicking my case and saying, well, no, this needs to be fixed. It's nothing with my evidence or nothing with my story. It's everything with their little court rules that this needs to be written in this spot, and I've got all that fixed. So please, quit. In the Messiah's name, amen.